Hey guys, my name is Troy. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to go to the movies. We're going to go see A24's newest film, Eddington, starring Joaquin Phoenix and Pedro Pascal. It's been on my list to see, and I'm excited to check it out. It looks very kind of meta with the COVID stuff based off trailers. And so I'm excited to check it out and see how this movie is. So come along for this little Monday matinee movie vlog. I think one of the things I'm most looking forward to with this movie is just the dynamics between Pedro and Joaquin. I think they're two very good actors. I think this is also the summer of Pedro Pascal. He had The Materialist come out early this year. Now Eddington this past weekend. Fantastic Four First Steps comes out this weekend, and so I feel like Pedro's just living his best life. I don't even know if he's done any press for this movie because of how much Fantastic Four's been taking up his time. I haven't seen any press clips or anything with him and Joaquin, and so I'm really curious to know what the level of promotion's been for this movie. But I'm really excited just to see the two of them kind of work side by side together in this movie. It seems like there's some conflict based off the trailer. And so, as it looks like they're running against each other for mayor of this small town. And so, yeah, I'm excited to see how they play off each other, what their chemistry looks like. As again, like I said, they're two really powerhouse actors right now. And so I'm curious to see how that comes across on screen. I'm also curious, drop a comment down below letting me know what your favorite A24 movie has been in the last few years. I think for me, it's definitely going to be Iron Claw that came out, the Zac Efron wrestling movie, which I wish they would have released it a little bit sooner so it could have gotten the awards recognition that it desperately deserved, because that movie is incredible. I think it's Zac Efron's best movie easily. But that's definitely my favorite A24 movie the last few years. Drop a comment down below to let me know what yours is. As I mentioned earlier, in the trailer for this movie, one of the early trailers, it had a lot of COVID themes. And I don't know about you guys, but when the pandemic was in full force still back in 2021, 2022, whenever there was a movie or a show that mentioned COVID, it almost seemed like too meta, too like real. I remember Knives Out specifically, the second one, Glass Onion, I thought was very silly because it had at the beginning of that movie, and then they had a little spray, oral spray to make them immune, and I was like, it took me out, honestly, for a few minutes. But I know there's been a couple other shows that came out during that time that kind of mentioned COVID, and it just felt too soon to be putting this into movies. But now I think it's so far removed now that I'm okay with it. And so I'm curious to know how it implements it in this story, as it seems to be kind of the main driving force behind why Joaquin Phoenix wants to run for mayor, I believe. And so, yeah, I'm just generally curious to see how they handle a subject like that. I think it's pretty unique to have that in a story, something that's such a lived experience for everybody. And so I'm excited to see, or interested to see how they tackle that subject. All right, guys, that was crazy. I was not prepared to journey back to 2020 like that. And so, yeah, I don't know. If I'm honest, I don't think I liked that. I think it just had a lot to say. A lot of issues to tackle at once. The movie, I'll give it was pretty unpredictable. Did not anticipate this movie ending the way it did. I thought it was going to end a certain way. Did not, to say the least. But it got pretty crazy. And honestly, I think a little long. 2.5 hours is quite a long movie for this. It lost me about an hour and a half in. When things started to go a little crazy there. And so I don't know. I like I said, unfortunately, I just don't think I liked it. I couldn't tell at times if it was supposed to be satire or more comedic. And so, yeah, I don't know. I unfortunately did not like that. If you did like it, if you saw it, let me know. Let me know what you enjoyed about it. But just wasn't my cup of tea. I'm a little disappointed. I checked out the reviews after. I didn't check them out before, and they seem to be a little bit more mixed, a little bit more on the positive side of things. I believe it's sitting at like a mid-60s on Rotten Tomatoes, but yeah, just unfortunately wasn't for me. But nonetheless, that happens. That happens sometimes, and I still love going to the movies anyway. But thanks for coming along on this Matinee Monday. Hope to do this from, as often as I can, every couple weeks potentially. But appreciate you coming along. Subscribe for more content. Leave a like if you liked it. Also, comment below if you saw the movie and liked it. Let me know your thoughts. But thanks for tuning in.